Hi there. So I know my hair looks like shit right now, but we'll get to that in a moment. I'm kind of gonna break a rule. No, am I gonna do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. All right, I gotta stay consistent. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about that. So, yeah, it's kind of ironic that I just recently, like, my second to last video I posted was a positive mental health update. And I just had like the worst after that like just a few days later, maybe like a week, more than a week later, but still relatively soon after, had the most terrifying worst mental health crisis of my entire life. Like, it was so bad, it was really bad. I'm not going to tell you all the details because some of them are really really embarrassing and like insane and just unspeakable, but I will tell you as much as I want to. So, as you probably know by now, I mean, from all the little hints I've been giving and from how I sometimes act in my videos, and from like I've mentioned it in like mental health videos before, I do a lot of drugs. I've been doing a lot of drugs since I was about 16, and I'm gonna try to get better, because I have to, because this was terrible. This was really fucking bad. Really fucking bad. It got really bad, guys. Like, it was bad. So, yeah, I got high on dextromethorphan, which, if you don't know what that is, it's, maybe shouldn't tell you this, because some of y'all are probably young and, like, you could get ideas from watching this, but I think that education is important, so it, like, because this is going to be a video that's going to tell you all about the most terrible risks and dangers of doing this drug. So I don't think that I am in any way glorifying the use of this substance. Anyway, uh so dextromethorphan, also known as DXM, is in cough medicine, and it can get you high. It depends, like, the effects are different depending on how much you take. Like, a lower dose is kind of like being drunk and high on weed at the same time, whereas, like, higher doses are more like you get dissociated, you might hallucinate, you might just feel really kind of confused and wonky and, like, really euphoric sometimes. So, yeah, the effects vary. But yeah, it's crazy. I can't lie, it is kind of fun. Um, it is. That's why I did it so much. But I'm gonna tell you how fucking bad it can be. So, I did it recently. I had done it, like, a lot in, like, just a few days, like, kind of in a row. Like, not literally day after day, like, with days in between, but I basically did it, like, 3 times in a span of, like, 5 days. And, it fucked me the fuck up. I got so fucked up, oh man. Oh man. Uh, so it's fucking hard to think right now, not because of the borderline brain damage, but just because my brain is always a little bit weird. I know, I can tell when it's really weird versus when it's just normal weird, you know what I mean? And right now it's just normal weird, but okay, so the first night that I took it, or well, no, so the first night I took it I was okay. I had a good time on it. Everything was fine, I guess. The second day that I took it, I I remember having a lot of sleep troubles, and I had sleep troubles, and I had like these terrible feelings. Like, I don't know if I had a seizure. It really felt like a seizure. Like, I don't know what the fuck it could have been if not a seizure. But I'll get back to that, because there's evidence that it wasn't a seizure, but no conclusive. I can't speak to like any definitive answer on that. But I just felt like electricity vibrating in my legs and in my head and in my arms, but especially my legs. Like, they were twitching a lot, and it just felt like crazy. And I almost feel like I was hallucinating at that point. Like, the world, I felt really confused, and the world just didn't look the way it normally does. Like, it kind of looked like I had static in my vision everywhere and everything. I just felt like a big ball of electricity and energy just, like, exploding, like, constantly exploding. Like, You know how explosions, they're instantaneous. It's like, it's one explosion. Well, imagine like being in a constant state of exploding. That's what it felt like. It was really fucking scary. So, and it felt like it was in my head too, like in my brain. And that is what a seizure is. It's like too much electricity in your brain. So I think I might have had a seizure. And this isn't the worst part. We're not even getting to the worst part yet. This is just like the beginning. So, that happened and it was really fucking scary. I thought I might die. But it eventually wore off, and I was okay. But then I felt little aftershocks, like literal shocks, like feelings of electricity in my legs and in my body. A lot of twitching. There was a lot of twitching. And it was scary, and yeah, I mean, of course it fucking was, Um, and then after that wore off, like a little bit later into the night, I want to say, I had this urge to, like, dye my hair, and this is the hair part. This is the part where we talk about the hair. So, like, even though I knew that I was gonna, like, they still haven't come yet, but, like, I'm gonna get some hair dye from my mom for my birthday, and I knew this was happening. I knew this was coming up. By the way, not to spoil it or anything, but, I spent my birthday in the hospital. So, yeah. But anyway, back to the story. Um, So yeah, like, hold on, I need to bite my lip. Mm. Okay, I think I got it. Sorry, guys. So yeah, had this terrible urge to dye my hair, and I figured that my sister probably had some hair products in her house, like, in my dad's house where she lives. And so I just went looking in the cupboard, and what did I find? I found some bleach, and I found some red hair dye. And I mean red like blood red, not like redhead red, you know what I mean? Not like orange red. So I was like, yay, I can do this without her permission. And like I haven't even told her yet. So I don't know if she's noticed because she did see me after I did this, but I don't think I've told her. And so Cleo, if you see this before we get a chance to talk tonight, I just want to tell you that I'm really fucking sorry and I was going crazy and I hope you can understand. I didn't use a lot of your products, but I just hope I didn't like fuck them up to where, cuz like I opened some stuff that you're not really supposed to open. Oh, sorry, I just got a message. Sorry, got distracted. Shut up, Alex. Shut up, Alex. He's my friend. Oh my god, Alex, you're always talking. Shut up, Alex. God. So, yeah, I opened some products of Cleo's, my sister, that, like, you're technically supposed to only use them once, but sometimes she will, like, save them up, like, she'll close them, and she'll save them up for later use, and I don't know if I closed them properly. I tried to, but I don't know if I did, so I really fucking hope that I didn't waste any of her shit, because that would be terrible, and I'm really embarrassed, and I'm really sorry. I don't think I wasted her stuff, though, but Cleo, if you're seeing this, you should probably check on your hair products, your bleach and dye, because I don't know if they're okay. I hope so, and I'm really sorry. Anyway, she's way too forgiving. Like, I take advantage of her a lot. I take advantage of her kindness a lot. Like, I've stolen her weed before, and she knows that. And, yeah, I don't know, I'm a little fucked up, man. So anyway, so I tried to bleach my hair using, the hair bleach that I found, and I, like, blow-dried it like you're supposed to do to bleach your hair, and, my hair doesn't just look, like, bad color-wise, it also just looks really flat right now, but that's because I had to brush my hair in the hospital. Like, I didn't want to do my hair the way I usually do, because I was feeling kind of shy, and I felt like they would judge me and think that I looked disheveled or something, so I didn't style it the big, spiky, fluffy, curly way that I normally do. I just brushed it out flat. Anyway, so I put the bleach into my hair, and I blow-dried it, and then I waited a little bit, and I changed my mind, and I was like, I don't want to go through with this. I don't want to, dye the bleached part with red dye. I just want to wash this out, and I hope that it doesn't look noticeable so that Cleo doesn't find out. Like, the two main reasons why I decided, see, this looks better, this looks good. Kinda. I don't know, it's a little weird. Okay, that looks kinda good, yeah. Alright, there it is. Woot, there it is. Is it woot or is it whoop? I kind of think there's two different songs. There's a woot, there it is, and a whoop, there it is. I'm pretty sure those both exist. But I could be wrong, man. I'm no expert, you know. I'm no scientist. Anyway, so I just halfway through decided I don't want to dye my hair anymore. And so the reasons why were because A, I didn't want Cleo to find out that I used her shit without her permission, and B, I didn't, well actually there's three reasons. So B is like, I don't really want to have red hair, like it was such an impulsive thing. I don't actually want to have, not, you know, not ginger hair. I mean, I don't want ginger hair either, but no offense to gingers, y'all are beautiful. I used to date a ginger, so I appreciate y'all, but it's just not my thing. Anyway, I didn't want to have blood red hair, because that's not one of my favorite colors, you know. But also, I just, like, I also knew that I was getting hair dye from my mom really soon, so I didn't want to, like, dye my hair red only to, like, have to change it again later. Like, that's pointless. Why are you doing it twice? That's stupid. So, yeah. So I halfway through, I just bailed on the whole idea. Let me just message my friend real quick, because this is going to be a long video. And I don't want to keep him waiting a long time. Now I'm keeping y'all waiting. Haha, the irony of it all. Okay. So, yep, so I fucked up my hair, which really fucking sucks, because I love my hair. It's, like, important and everything. And then, I was still, I got high again on the day that I was supposed to be leaving to go to my mom's house. Like, I was at my dad's house, you know. I think you guys knew that I was at my dad's house, because I did film, like, a couple videos at my dad's house. So, you should have figured that out. You know, you're not, are you stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I just, what am I talking about? I remember, okay. Sorry. You know my brain's always a little bit weird. So, I got high on DXM again the day that I was supposed to be going back to my mom's. The main problem with that is that I was going on a bus where, like, I wouldn't be with my parents or anything. I would just be on a bus with strangers. Now, luckily, I smoked some weed with my DXM, which makes you not throw up, because I forgot to mention, DXM almost always makes you throw up unless you take, like, DPH, which is, like, a bad drug. It's a really bad drug, but it's good with DXM in small doses, but it's in, like, allergy medicine and stuff. I used to be addicted to it, and it was fucking horrible. But yeah, DPH, you can take a tiny bit of DPH with some DXM, and or you can smoke some weed with the DXM, and I did both, so that kept me from throwing up on the bus, and that was good. I didn't throw up on the bus. However, when I stepped onto the bus, I think I started to lose my mind, because this is gonna get dark, okay? But, like, I thought that the bus driver kept saying, okay, so, like, the thing is, I forgot my ticket. I did forget my ticket to get on the bus. So, when they still let me ride for some reason, which is crazy. Like, I wonder if that even really happened. I mean, I think it did, because the memory feels kind of normal, but I don't know if it really I think it did, though. I think they let me on the bus even though I didn't have a ticket, but that is fucking crazy. But anyway, once I See, oh, I forgot to mention that I took an Uber. This is a small detail, but I should mention that I took an Uber before I got to the bus station. So yeah. But that's a small detail. Nothing really happened on the Uber ride. But anyway, once I got onto the bus, this is the dark part. Well, this is among many dark parts, but this is, yeah, it's just one of the many dark parts. So I thought that he kept saying, I mean, I heard it as vivid as day, like just completely like just everyday reality. It felt so real. What if it fucking was real? I don't know. I still don't know to this day, and it scares me. But I think he kept saying to me, what I kept hearing him say was, you know, normally when I let people on this bus without a ticket, they have sex with me. This is a sex bus. Isn't that a little funny? Sex bus. That's what I kept hearing him say. Like, this is a sex bus. And I thought he kept saying it over and over again. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I kept apologizing to him, but he kept saying sex bus. This is a sex bus over and over again. And yeah, I thought that he wanted to have sex with me, and I thought he was saying it, like, in front of all these other passengers. Like, I thought that maybe all of them wanted to have sex with me, and I was terrified. And yeah, I just walked to my seat, and then he didn't talk to me for the rest of the ride. So, yeah, that was scary, and I want to believe that didn't happen. By the way, I forgot to mention, I'm so stupid, I forgot to mention, I was also off of my antipsychotics for a while during this time, because I was too high to remember to take them, and I also kinda lost them, like, I think I realized once I had gotten home that once I got home at my mom's house that I had forgotten to bring my antipsychotics, so I don't really know where they are right now. But I've been taking them every day at the hospital, had been taking them every day at the hospital, and I think my mom got my prescription filled, so I think I'll be okay. I think so. I fucking hope so. I don't want this. I don't want this, you know? I don't want this. I don't want to go crazy again. It's really bad. So yeah, so the rest of the bus ride was pretty boring. I don't know, I don't think I went on my phone at all. Yeah, that's weird. I don't think I went on my phone at all. For some reason. Oh yeah, it was because for most of it, I didn't even know where my phone was. I thought that I had lost it, and I was looking everywhere, 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 under the seat, in between the seats, on the window, like this little space in between the seat and the window, and just like fucking on the floor, everywhere you could think, everywhere it could be, and all in my like luggage and stuff. And I just couldn't find it, and then finally I found it in my pocket. So yeah, I have my phone, so thank God for that. I thought I'd just lost it, or I thought that maybe the bus driver stole it from me for some reason. Like, I just couldn't figure out how I could have lost it, so I thought he must have stolen it from me. So anyway, sorry, I'm okay. Am I, though? So, yeah, this will be a long video, kinda. So, then I got home, or well, no, I didn't get home. My mom picked me up from the bus station, and she was like, I thought you were done with DXM. And I was like, how'd you know? She's like, it's just obvious. Like, look at your face, look at your eyes, look at the way you walk, and the way you talk, your body, your posture and everything. You're obviously fucked up. And I was like, yeah, I am. You know, I can't deny it. She figured it out. So, we had a conversation on the way home about how I have to stop and how it's fucking me up and everything. And then I got home, and, you know, see, my dad, he scheduled the bus to just pick me up at, like, 2 a.m., when I had to be at school at 6 a.m., so I only had like 4 hours to possibly sleep, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. So I had some coffee, and then I had a kind of confusing day at school where, like, we had to go to our homeroom first block instead of just going to first period like we normally do. And, I just couldn't remember what my homeroom was. I couldn't remember what it was or where to go. I was so confused. And I eventually ended up getting there. And then, uh, yeah, the rest of the day was kind of normal, I guess. I did a little bit of the work, and also I turned in my note from, like, when I missed a day, like the day before Christmas. That's just because my alarm didn't wake me up, so I slept through most of the day, so my mom let me stay home. So that's why I needed to turn in that note for my absence. I remembered to do that. Then I got home, after a full day of school and everything, and I thought I was gonna be okay. I mean, I knew I was a little confused, but I thought, like, yeah, this is normal, nothing to be concerned about. I'm not gonna tell my mom. For some reason, I think I should, in the future, probably be a little bit more careful and more responsible about my brain going crazy, because obviously it can turn out really, 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 really bad. But anyway, so I haven't gotten to the worst part yet. It's still coming. So I got home and I told my mom about my day and everything was fine. And then I got a good night's sleep. I remember, like, taking a nap immediately after I got home, and then, like, okay, before I took my nap, I told my mom, like, hey, I'm gonna wake up at, like, I don't know what I said, I think I said 7:30, and then 7:30 came, after I had been asleep for a while, 7:30 came, my mom woke me up, and she was like, hey, I thought you were gonna get up at this time, and I was like, oh, I felt so confused after I woke up. I felt so confused. It was hard for me to form a coherent thought. So I said to her, I said, um, I thought you would think I'm weird if I just went to bed the whole night. I thought you would think I was weird if I did that. What I meant to say is, I thought you'd be angry, because my mom does get angry if I have, like, weird sleep patterns, especially during, like, the school week and stuff like that. She gets angry if I don't sleep at appropriate times, because she thinks it'll make me tired at school. So that's what happened there. And so she was just like, okay. And then she just let me go back to sleep. And then a little bit later, I woke up, like, I got out of bed, and I went into the living room. Like, I think I didn't fall asleep. I think I just laid in bed for a little bit, and then I got back up and went into the living room, and I was like, I'm sorry that I said, what did I say? That I said, that I thought you'd think I'm weird. I meant to say that I thought you'd be angry. And she was like, okay. And I was just like, I was just too tired to really think clearly. And she believed that, because why wouldn't she? We all get a little confused when we're really tired. And I hadn't slept for, like, a couple days by that point, so it made sense. Anyway, I wake up in the morning, and I feel the happiest I've ever felt in my life. The most euphoria I have ever felt that I can't even imagine now. Like, it was crazy happiness. And I was convinced that I was Sid Barrett. This is the second time. If you've watched my psychotic episode thus far video, you'd know that I thought that I was Sid Barrett before. And so, yeah, I was convinced I was Sid Barrett, and I kept talking to myself, which is normal for me. That's another unrelated thing. That's maladaptive daydreaming, which is a whole nother story for another day. I made another video about it, but yeah, it's not a psychotic thing. It's just it's quirk kind of thing. So I kept talking to myself in a British accent because I thought I was Sid Barrett, and I thought me and him were communicating in my brain, but we were the same person. It's like I was possessed by him, and we could communicate. It was like that, but I didn't literally believe in... I don't know what I thought was going on. I guess I thought it was magic. Yeah, I was just completely gone. And oh yeah. I remember now. So that was something I was confused about, was like looking for my purse. I was having a lot of trouble finding my green purse. I feel like I looked for it at school too, though. I must have been looking for something at school. These memories are hard to get, hard to figure out. Um, so I was panicking in the morning, like after I had had all that euphoria and thinking I was Sid Barrett and everything. I started to panic because I couldn't find stuff for school. Like I was like, I just didn't know if I would have enough time to get dressed and have enough time to like find my shoes and find my purse and everything, because I think I lost my purse, but then I maybe eventually found it, I guess. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did. Maybe not. I think I did though. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I made it to the bus though. I made it to school. I made it on the bus and I got to school, and then I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember two things. So I remember talking to my friend, well, quote unquote friend. It's complicated. He's not a bad guy. He's just he kind of only wants to talk about what he wants to talk about, so it's hard to make a real friendship with him. But he's not a bad guy, you know, he's never been mean to me. Anyway, I asked him, "Do you have anxiety and depression?" And he was like, "No, I don't." And I was like, "Okay." Which is just kind of a weird thing to ask somebody out of nowhere. Give me a sec. Okay, so then I got to my first block class, or my first period class, or whatever, and I saw my friend, well, again, this is only kind of a friend, because this guy is fucking mean. He's actually told me to die before to kill myself, you know, so he's a mean guy. He's not my friend at all. But I still tolerate him because I'm lonely and desperate. But anyway, we were talking, and he was just like, he asked me if I was okay, because I looked visibly crazy, and I could tell I looked visibly crazy, and I couldn't help it, like, I couldn't control it. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm just really high." But that was just the excuse I was using in my head, because I think by this point I wasn't really high anymore. I was just losing my goddamn mind. I think it was just all coming from my brain instead of from the drugs, you know? So he was like, "Oh, okay. Okay then." And then I asked him, I was like, oh, I didn't even ask him, I just said to him, I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Anxiety and depression." And he was like, "Wow, anxiety and depression much?" Because he's a little edgy, little quirky ninth grader and everything, so that was his response. I mean, I don't know what to expect from. I don't know what you would say if someone just looks you in the eyes and says, "Anxiety and depression." Like, I don't know what the response would be, but I don't know why he said, "Anxiety and depression much?" Like, that's kind of silly, you know? It could be worse. But whatever. And after that, I have no idea what happened. I don't remember what happened for the rest of the day. My memory stops there, and it picks up when I walked into the car where my great aunt and uncle Leslie and John and my mom were waiting for me in the car, and then my memory blacks out again, and then it picks back up in the hospital. And I don't want to talk about some things. I don't want to talk. There are certain things that I just don't want to discuss that happened in the hospital because it was too crazy. Nothing sexual happened to me. Like, no one hurt me sexually. I don't know. I just feel like y'all might. Like, if there's something unspeakably bad, y'all might assume it's something to do with that. It doesn't have to do with that. But I just don't. I don't want to say everything that happened there. But here are some of the highlights. I thought I was in hell. I thought that I had been there since the beginning of time itself, and that I would be there for the rest of time itself. And that, yeah, it was just stretching on in infinity in opposite directions, that I would just be there forever, in hell, in the hospital. And I've never been more scared in my life. Another thing I remember about being at school was I remember walking around everywhere thinking to myself, "This is the worst day of my life, this is the worst day of my life, this is the worst day of my life." And then when I came back to the hospital, I was still thinking that. I was still thinking, "This is the worst day of my life." I was so afraid and so sad. And I was just like, this is gonna be forever. I can't get out of here. This is it. And also, I wanted to jump out of the window and kill myself because I thought that I did think I could die. I did think that I could die, but only if I got out of this hell hospital. I didn't really know where I was. I didn't really know. And they kept asking me questions. They kept trying to get me to talk, trying to get me to remember my name. I think I eventually remembered my name, and I was still talking in a British accent for a long time, and I kept calling everybody love. Love, like, hello, love. How are you today? you know? Yeah, I thought I was British. I thought I was Sid Barrett, but I don't even think I was doing, like, the accent that Sid Barrett has. Like, I think I was doing more of a Cockney accent than, like, a Cambridge accent. That's kind of funny. That's a little bit silly. But yeah, I kept talking to them like that, and they all, they just kind of went along with it. They didn't try and tell me that I'm not British. I remember I kept asking this one woman, I was like, do all you Americans think alike? Do all you Americans think alike? I kept saying that over and over and over again, and she didn't answer. She just didn't know what to say. So yeah, do all you Americans think alike? That sounds kind of Australian almost. Do all you Americans think alike? There we go, that's more British. So yeah. I think this helped me improve my British accent skills, though. Gave me some practice, so at least there's that. It's almost as if nothing bad happened. It's almost as if this was a good thing. Ha ha ha, funny. Anyway, so, I thought I was in hell, and, I also twice took off my clothes and ran naked through the hallway and into two different patients' rooms. Like, at two different points I went into other patients' rooms, fully naked, and people saw me. And yeah, and there was this one point where I was in my room, and this guy came in, and I don't want to be mean, I really don't want to be mean, but he looked scary to me. Like, he was an older guy, like, kind of balding, and he had, like, kind of big, crooked teeth and strange eyes, and he was just kind of scary looking. But, for some reason, my brain told me to just tell him, you look beautiful. But, like, in my head, I thought for sure that this guy was going to, hurt me sexually. I thought he was gonna rape me. And that's why, I don't know why I kept telling him I thought he was beautiful, because obviously I thought he looked terrifying. Like, he was the scariest, most monstrous looking person I've ever seen, which now I feel really embarrassed about, because he's not a bad looking guy, he's just an older guy, you know? But in the moment, I was so afraid, and I thought he was gonna rape me. Like, his face just screamed rapist. And I feel really bad because he actually had a nice smile, and I think he was a nice guy. Like, he had a very cheerful smile, you know? It was imperfect, but in a very beautiful way, you know? I feel bad that I thought he was gonna rape me and everything. Like, he couldn't help it, you know? He's probably a nice guy, you know? What if he's not, though? What if he's actually evil? That would be ironic. What if he actually is a rapist? And I was right all along. So, yeah. But, the food was good. I ate a lot of snacks while I was there because I was bored as shit. After all the craziness wore off and I thought I was feeling better, well, I was better by that point, you know. After I was better, I was just bored, so fucking bored. I had to stay there for days, couldn't do anything except, like, watch stuff on the iPad and eat snacks and draw pictures. I got some good pictures done. But, yeah, shit sucked. But I've been getting presents from people. You might be able to see a present that I got, right now, but you can only see part of it, because I'm not showing it until I do a show offering, because that's the rules, you know? That's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, where I was like, oh, I might break the rules, I might do something that's a little bit, against my usual routine, but nope, not gonna do it, I gotta stick to my plan of just doing the clothes show offerings, just showing clothes off during show offerings and not at any other point, because that's gotta be how it is. That's the rules, is what it is. Yep. So I don't really have anything else to talk about that I can think of. That's the full story. It's really sad, but I'm okay now. I'm okay. And I've been getting presents. I'm gonna dye my hair again so I don't look so stupid. Yeah. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, okay? I'll try to take care of myself. I love you. Goodbye.